I'm here today with these lovely ladies to talk about A Course in Miracles. It's a spiritual study that really translates to everyday life, and it is relevant for today. It actually is a study that was channeled through a professor of psychology at Columbia University in the 1970s. She was having an antagonistic relationship with her coworker, and they both were getting tired of it. And he said, there must be another way. She said, I'm willing to help you find it. And she said, as if on cue, she heard this voice. In her dreams, she may be doing a daily task, and that voice became A Course in Miracles. It was the voice of God, the voice of Jesus, actually, but not our traditional Jesus that we're accustomed to. And the foundation of the book for me is that we are love. We are children of God, and there's nothing else that we can be but love. But when we start perceiving of ourselves and others in a different way, we forget who we are. So I want to introduce you to my guests, and we will get into it. And we'll talk about A Course in Miracles and how it relates to us in our everyday lives, and how we interpret it. I'm going to start with Jaaz Jones. My dear friend Jaaz Jones, would you share actually what spirituality means to you and your connection to the Course? And that's how we met.
Absolutely, yes. We met through A Course in Miracles, and spirituality to me is the energy of the all-encompassing, the allness. It's everything. It is the connection to and the relationship with the beginning, the end, which there is not. But it's everything, and I view that as love. That love is the pure, all-encompassing energy that manifests with us, that we come from and that we come through. And it's all about the relationship. So when I look at spirit, it's the relationship of spirit, and spirituality is how I live out that relationship. I love my spirit.
I love that. Thank you. Stephanie Dean.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
I'm so happy you're here.
So spirituality for me is connection. It's how do I line myself up with truth and leave my ego behind. And so when I can do that, then I know that I'm able to serve the world and to serve myself and to serve everybody all at once, because there's infinite expansive space for all of us. One of the challenges that we have as humans, I believe, is that we're coming in here to have a soul journey, an experience on this earth school, as I call it, that gives us a chance to learn what it means to be separate from truth, from love, from the all that is, from bliss. That's what I believe we're here to do, is to understand a deeper understanding of what that separation means, so that we so much more welcome it when we go back to bliss. And the Course in Miracles, I think you wanted just to mention, what our connection is. I don't have a ton of connection to it except through you, which I feel like you've given me lots over the years. But I know that in those moments when I've had really great struggles, you've been able to offer me words, and they have resonated and stuck with me for years because they have meant so much. And it really talks about, to me, how to be in the now, how to understand yourself as a separation from the ego, and how to understand that we are really all back to love, back to the one true source, and all that is just infinite love.
Yes, we're definitely going to get into that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Kimberly Knicely.
Great to be here. Very grateful. So for me, spirituality is, I have this belief that we make an agreement with our higher power. Some people call their higher power God. Some people, use different words. And I believe I made an agreement to come into, as divine source energy, to come into into this experience, as a human, and to go through, a certain path, walk a certain journey, and I'm doing that, and I'm awakening to the knowledge that I am divine source energy, and that I am a part of my higher power, which I call God, and that I have a spiritual posse. Some people use the word angels, some people use other terms, and I am navigating that path, and am so fortunate to meet other individuals who are experiencing their higher power selves and vibrating at that higher energy, and I'm grateful for that. So, Course in Miracles, for me, has really taught me that there are two main places that I make a decision in my journey: fear or love. And so just always trying to remind myself, am I making this decision, from fear, or am I truly in love? And to try to stay in that place of love in my experiences and in my journey.
Thank you. Regina Williams-Davis.
So you're not going to repeat the question to me?
Well, one, I want you to share how you would describe your spirituality and your connection to A Course in Miracles, which was ironic. I want to say this. So Regina and I grew up together, and we had lost connection for a little while, and when we reconnected, we found that we both studied A Course in Miracles. And it just happened to come up in conversation.
Yeah, that is interesting. That connects with my response to your question. So I'm in full agreement with what, these wonderful women stated. What I think I understand is spirituality for me is personally a journey in terms of deconstructing what I've been taught about life, and reconstructing, what the reality is, as we all know now is love. And so as a child, we ask our parents about, existential experiences. So we want to know who we are, what we are, that who, what, when, where, why, why do I care? What's my purpose, and our parents provide a language for us that is very limiting. And so we go through this trying to understand that who, what, when, where, why, what is my purpose? We all want to know. And so spirituality for me is trying to respond to those internal questions that we have, and they come up from a very internal natural, that what most of us would call God, never been similarly intimately, but that's actually feeding us to help us understand how we are all connected. But it's a process of unveiling, and so for me that's what spirituality is, going through the process of unveiling and deconstructing and re-understanding all that.
And A Course in Miracles, how did you come to it?
It came to me because I believe somebody. Namely, I had gone through a divorce or going through it or something of that nature. And I'm listening to Marianne, and yes. I'm sorry, I think everybody knows Marianne. And she spoke pragmatically in terms of the absence of fear. And after coming out of a 20-plus year marriage and experiencing what I felt was fear, I learned to feel something different. And the Course of Miracles helped me to experience the absence of fear. And that's what I needed in my life at that time. And so I continue to grow.
I'm so glad. Were you going to add something?
I just wanted to add that I didn't address,
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to address in terms of how my connection to A Course in Miracles. So hearing all of this, the serendipityness of it all, which I hear in everyone, and it was the same for me. When I was introduced to A Course in Miracles, I had heard kind of in the wind, but after I wrote my first book, I did a reading, and a gentleman came up to me after and said, "You must practice A Course in Miracles." I was like, "Well, no, but I'm interested. Like, what is that?" Right? And he said, "Oh, you should check it out." Okay. Then another time, I'm at an event and I'm speaking, and a lady approaches me, same thing. "Oh, are you a practitioner of A Course in Miracles?" And I was like, "You're the second person that said that. I'm going to investigate that." Then I came here to Atlanta, and my partner and I at the time, we were looking for a spiritual study to share together. We are at the bookstore, and literally I walk in front of the book and A Course in Miracles falls right in front of me. I was like, third time's a charm? Okay. And so I went to Meetup, and that's how we connected. I went to Meetup, and that's how I found the group. And it was literally following, being open to, again, this path of love, of a practice handbook. So I'd like to share the intro of A Course in Miracles, because this is really what spoke to me. And it says, "This is A Course in Miracles. It is a required course. Only the time that you take it is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. It means only that you can elect what you want to take and at what time. The course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposites. This course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God." That to me is the synopsis of spirituality, why I'm here. And the biggest component is it's about removing the blocks to love's presence. I just believe that's what our mission and why we operate in relationship is, to be a mirror for one another and to hold the space, to know that we're all love, to support one another in removing the blocks to that awareness.
Yes,
It's powerful.
it is. Thank you so much. And it's saying we only need to be willing.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we're not willing, that can't happen. But if we're willing, then it just all can fall away. And I'm so glad that I asked you all about spirituality, because I find that people have such different personal definitions of it. And for me, it's my relationship with God. Simply, that's what it is. It's a interactive relationship.